I live out in the country. I love it, and I am 19 years old. I ended up in the system, I think it's been maybe 5 or 6 years ago, in foster homes and everything. I was scared. I was very scared, to be honest. And I was scared because of my age. The older I got, the rumor had it, that as the older you get, the less likely that you are to be able to be adopted by a family. And so I was scared, and I was afraid that I wouldn't have a family. I had to tell myself I'm not going to be that kid who gets addicted to something or who ends up in trouble doing something because my past was, not a good situation for me. I just thought, hey, I'm going to be a foster kid until I'm 18, and then, I don't know where to go from that point. I'm on my own. But I was wrong. My biggest fear was, am I going to trust another family to be able to take care of me? I'm putting my heart out there now. Don't stomp all over it. And that's kind of how I was kind of feeling at that time. Everything just kind of started falling together, and to be surrounded by like all the people who love and care about you was just like the greatest feeling in the whole world. Now, I'm a Kissinger, and I have a lot of brothers and sisters and a lot of people who love me, and it's just been awesome. So
At first, I was scared. There's been times that I didn't want to be adopted. I always thought I do have my friends, but I wanted a family. My caseworker came to me on one of her visits, and she said that there was a family she wanted me to meet, and that they were really nice. As soon as I got here, they were both talking to me like they knew me. So I really liked them, and it took like a week, and I was here. Just ever since then, I've been happier. So every day I can just come home and I can talk to them if I've had a bad day, and they always cheer me up, and I do the same for them. Aging out, I know some kids want to do that. They think it's the better way to go. Pretty much you're just being thrown out with nothing. And so I think that, everybody should just go talk to their caseworker and say, hey, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to be aged out. Could you try to find me a family or something? Trusting people, it is hard, and I know how hard it can be. There are people that you can trust out there. It might not seem like there are people out there.
Well, when I went to foster care, they divert funds from child support to your foster parents. And so what would happen is my mom would get me out of foster care to start receiving the checks back. And then when she started receiving the checks back, she'd throw me back into foster care. So I bounced from foster care, between foster care and my mom, back and forth, like I was some type of throwaway item. On the one hand, I was excited that I was going to be aging out, but on the other hand, I was terrified because foster care makes you so dependent on caseworkers and staff. And then when you get out on your own, they require that you do it yourself, and you really don't know how to because you've always had it done. What I found myself doing is making myself so busy that I didn't have time to think about, my life that was going on. There's always been a void missing where you wanted a mom and dad to come home to. And there's nothing like having someone to call at the end of the day. And when I say call, I mean call and visit, live, spend the night, meal, email, help you when you're down, that type of call. I would encourage you to find your permanent family or to have a permanent connection with someone, mentor, foster family if you had a good foster family, or even consider adoption. It is very difficult to try to go through this world alone, and so many of us think that we are equipped to do that, but it's just not the case.
I was in foster care all my life, and I was almost going to turn 18. I really wanted to get adopted because I didn't want to be on the streets because I would have nowhere to go, and I feared that it might not work out because I had moved from like 7 or 8 different foster homes before because I would get upset and then they would just move me because they couldn't handle my tantrums. Even though I can't help it and it's my disability, I can't help throwing fits, so they're still going to keep me. I realized that, hey, I throw these fits and these people don't move me like everybody else, so I think I'm good. I need to stop throwing fits now because I know I'm not going to move anywhere if they haven't moved me by now. So I was happy that day because I got my forever home. I don't have to go back, and I get to stay with my mom, my dad, and my sister. Got adopted October 4th.
I lived with the same foster mom till I emancipated. At the time when they were talking to me about adoption, I was completely against it for two reasons. One reason was because my brother was in foster care as well. He's older than me. And he was like, "You're not leaving me. And then we're doing this together." I was pretty much scared to actually go with somebody I didn't know. It was too permanent for me. Yeah. But what I didn't realize is that I would want it in the long run. If you had that opportunity to have somebody to hug you, to give you love, to give you financial support, to give you emotional stability, why not give yourself that chance? If it does not work, you try. What's the big deal? Things don't work all the time. Stuff happens. Life. It's called life. But to actually give yourself a fighting chance. I didn't give myself that. And I had to work 20 times harder than everybody else to get to the same place. Give yourself the stability that you never had. Just because you're in the same place for a long time does not mean that's stability. That just means that you're in the same place. Location is not stability.